An incident involving severe domestic violence recently unfolded in Homestead, Florida. Authorities responded to a call concerning a stabbing at a family residence. The suspect in this case has been identified as 57-year-old Celestine Ward. The victim is reportedly her daughter-in-law. The confrontation escalated into a violent physical altercation. This resulted in the daughter-in-law sustaining multiple stab wounds. Following the arrival of law enforcement, the suspect, Celestine Ward, was taken into custody. She was subsequently arrested in connection with the incident. Ward faces a serious charge stemming from the events. She has been formally charged with attempted murder. The victim's condition following the attack was critical. Emergency medical services were immediately required. She was transported to a local hospital. Medical personnel are currently providing care for her injuries. Her status remains critical as she receives treatment. The full extent of her injuries is still being assessed. Give a like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Police officers were dispatched to the family home in Homestead. They arrived on the scene to investigate the reported disturbance. Upon entering the residence, a responding officer made a grim discovery. The victim was found severely injured inside the home. She was observed sitting in a significant pool of blood. The scene indicated a violent and traumatic event had occurred. The victim was leaning against a cot bed when the officer located her. Her injuries were immediately apparent and severe. The officer quickly engaged with the individual present at the scene. This individual was identified as Celestine Ward, the suspect. During initial questioning by the responding officer, Ward made a statement. She admitted to being involved in the stabbing. Ward's statement to the officer was recorded. She reportedly said, "I did because she was on me. I couldn't get her off me." This initial admission provided immediate context for the officer. It linked Ward directly to the violent act. Given the critical nature of the victim's injuries, further medical assistance was deemed necessary. An air rescue unit was requested. The victim was prepared for transport by air. This decision was made to ensure she received the highest level of trauma care as quickly as possible. The scene was secured by law enforcement. The investigation into the circumstances surrounding the stabbing began immediately. Evidence was documented and collected at the residence. This included the location of the victim and the general state of the home. First responders focused on stabilizing the victim. Their priority was ensuring her survival before transport. The initial response phase involved securing the suspect. It also included providing immediate aid to the injured party. The statement from the suspect was a key element of the initial interaction. It provided an early indication of her involvement. According to the victim's account, the incident followed a day spent together. The day involved consuming alcoholic beverages. The drinking reportedly occurred at a Chili's restaurant. Both the victim and the suspect were present. They were drinking together at the establishment. This activity preceded their return to the residence where the stabbing occurred. An argument reportedly began upon their return home. The nature of the disagreement is central to understanding the escalation. The victim stated she could not recall the specific reasons for the argument. The details of what triggered the dispute remain unclear from her perspective. However, the argument quickly escalated. It moved beyond verbal disagreement into physical violence. According to the victim, the suspect allegedly charged at her. This action marked the beginning of the physical confrontation. The victim stated she initially attempted to defend herself. She tried to ward off the initial alleged attack. Despite her efforts, the confrontation continued. The suspect allegedly charged at her a second time. This second alleged charge was reportedly more aggressive. It led directly to the violent conclusion of the altercation. During this second alleged charge, the suspect reportedly produced a knife. The victim claims she was then attacked with the weapon. The suspect allegedly stabbed the victim repeatedly. The attack resulted in the severe injury she sustained. The victim's account describes a sudden and violent turn of events. It portrays the suspect as the aggressor in the physical confrontation. Her inability to recall the argument's origin suggests potential factors. These could include intoxication or the traumatic nature of the event itself. The sequence of events, as described by the victim, details an initial charge, self-defense, and then a second, more violent charge culminating in the stabbing. This narrative is a crucial part of the investigation. The altercation was not unwitnessed. The victim's children were reportedly present during the incident. The children were witnesses to the violent confrontation. Their presence adds another layer of tragedy to the event. Following the police response, a detective secured the children. The detective then spoke with them about what they had seen. Gathering accounts from child witnesses requires sensitivity and specialized techniques. The detective followed appropriate protocols. One of the children provided a statement to the detective. Their words offered a chilling perspective on the events. The child reportedly stated, "Grandma started to kill Mommy with the knife." This statement directly implicates the suspect and the weapon used. The same child also provided information about the knife's location. They mentioned the knife was under the bed. This detail could be significant for the investigation. It might relate to where the weapon was kept or discarded. The children's statements are critical evidence. They provide an independent perspective on the violence that occurred. Due to the circumstances and the nature of the incident, the children required protective custody. Their safety and well-being were paramount. The children were placed in the custody of the Florida Department of Children and Families. This action ensures they are in a safe environment following the traumatic event. The Department of Children and Families will assess their needs. They will arrange for appropriate care and support. The children's accounts corroborate aspects of the victim's story. They paint a picture of the grandmother attacking their mother with a knife. Their testimony is a key component of the evidence being gathered by investigators. It helps to reconstruct the events of that day. The impact of witnessing such violence on children is profound. Their placement in state custody highlights the severity of the domestic situation. Celestine Ward, the suspect, also provided a statement to investigators. She admitted to the stabbing during formal questioning. However, her account of the events differed significantly from the victim's. She presented a claim of self-defense. Ward stated that the stabbing occurred because she was defending herself. She alleged the victim was the initial aggressor. According to Ward, the victim had punched her in the face multiple times. She claimed these punches necessitated her defensive actions. Police investigators documented Ward's statement. They also conducted a physical examination of the suspect. The police report noted the suspect had no visible injuries. This observation contrasts with her claim of being repeatedly punched in the face. The absence of visible injuries is a point of evidence. It will likely be considered by prosecutors and the court. Ward's current legal status involves detention. She is being held at the Turner Guilford Night Correctional Center. She remains in custody pending further legal proceedings. Her bond status and conditions will be determined by the court. Ward is currently awaiting her first court appearance. This initial hearing will address the charges against her and set the stage for future proceedings. During the first appearance, a judge will inform her of the charges. The judge will also review the probable cause for her arrest. The investigation into the incident is ongoing. Detectives are continuing to gather evidence and interview witnesses. Investigators will compare the different accounts provided by the victim, the children, and the suspect. They will also analyze physical evidence from the scene. The self-defense claim by the suspect will be thoroughly investigated. Evidence supporting or refuting this claim will be crucial. The critical condition of the victim underscores the severity of the charge. Attempted murder carries significant legal penalties. The legal process will determine the outcome of this case. It will involve presenting evidence and arguments from both the prosecution and the defense. The suspect's detention will continue until her court appearance. The legal system will then proceed with the case based on the evidence gathered.